Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Damaris Mikali and this is Maisha Chapters. Today's episode is brought to you courtesy of adulting.com. Yes, so today we talk about adulting and growth and everything that comes with it. So we're living in a time where things are pretty thick. Things are hard, inflation is high, the cost of living has gone up, and for young adults like me, to be honest, we are really trying. We're living in an age where it's difficult to find jobs. Conducting business, especially in a country like mine, is pretty hard because you find even the, the government does not make it easier for people to bring up businesses. If you look at creatives, that's why you find that they are complaining about what they were sent recently. I think it was 1,200 bob for musicians. That is the kind of setup we are in. And to be honest, everybody is trying. And when I was looking at the memes, I figured out that adulting is a common phrase that people you'll find in most memes. So I started thinking about it. Why is this so rampant? Why is everybody talking about adulting? And what is this adulting? So I looked it up, and if we just look at what Google says about adulting, maybe we'll start finding the answers. So you'll see me glancing down a little bit, but this is just me trying to look at my laptop, which is over here. So let's read what adulting is. So adulting is defined as an informal term to describe behavior that is seen as responsible and grown up. This behavior often involves meeting the mundane demands of an independent and professional living, such as paying bills and running errands. That's how Google defines adulting to be. I don't know what adulting means for you. For some people, it's a series of trying. For some, maybe they have made it, they are in this space of self-actualization, but in most cases that is not it. Even if you're not maybe struggling financially, just keeping up with the demands, the pressures of life, that can be described as adulting. So I tried to look it up. I tried to look around my surroundings, and I was like, what is this common thing about adulting? And I could narrow down to one point: growth. And I looked at it keenly and I was like, has growth ever been easy? And I tried to look in my surroundings, and this is what I could gather. If you look at a child to an adult, and even that process of weaning, it's like you're introducing a child from liquid form of food to now solid things. And even the Bible describes it, that now that you're growing up, you can now partake of solid foods. So you find there is disruption in that, because you imagine your digestive system has constantly known that it digests things in liquid substance, but now it's being introduced to every kind of things, fruits, uji, and everything. If you look at a plant, a seed, it has to tear up the ground to sprout. If you look at the life cycle of animals, from egg, larvae, pupa, and then to an adult. And most people love comparing this to the butterfly. So when it's a caterpillar to when it's now a butterfly. And we can relate adulting to the caterpillar stage bit of it, because you're yet to blossom. You're in that period where, imagine you if you could have just been kept in a cocoon, like you're just there. You're just there. You can't move. I can't really say because I've never been a caterpillar, but then for me it looks like something that's really uncomfortable. So if you look at all those things, is even growing up, it's something that you do whether you like it or not. It's involuntarily. It's not something that you're told now you have to grow up and then you're like, okay, now let's grow up. It's something that you'll do irrespective if you want or not. So we have never been in this phase of our lives, and the only thing we can do to ourselves, to others, is to be kind. So because this is the places where we're undergoing so much transition, and change has to take place, and it's inevitable. So you find when it comes to physical development, we start to age, we start to show symptoms of aging. Some add weight like me, some maybe get wrinkles and all that. And at times, as much as we may try and stop it, we can't. It's the way our bodies are structured, it's the way they are, and sometimes it's inevitable. We can't refuse to do those things. Again, is even in our cognitive ability, find the way we start thinking is in an adult way. That's why sometimes somebody will tell you like, "We watch utoto one," because to them it's like you're behaving like a child, like you're an adult. So even the way you start to think, you start thinking about things on a high level perspective. So to you, it's not about just you and your truth and everything. So this is why you find even this is the part where there's so much to learn, so much to unlearn. Because the things that you've been conditioned to when you are a child, you start shedding some of those and accepting other systems, other beliefs, and they become part of you. Again, this is the stage where you have to foot the bills. I remember the last time I think my parents supported me is when I was 21, 20. And I remember getting a job, and from the moment I told them I have gotten a job, that was it. I I was looking back, and when I was 24, I was like, when was the last time I was, even my mother just called to ask me if I'd paid rent, if I'd, it's like something that came automatically. They were not there to baby me and ask me if I'm doing the things that as an adult I'm supposed to be doing. Not to say that my parents do not support me. Once in a while, when things are thick, I can make a call, and I know parents will always be parents, and I will always be a child, you know. So that is one aspect when it comes to adulting. You now have to start footing and paying your bills. Again, and with this comes with so much responsibility, because with the money that you're earning, you have to spread it across your basic needs, and if you needed more, you have to find ways of getting more money. So this is the stage where you start footing bills, and not to mean that people who are not paying their bills are not adults, but then we are, like we said, and even in the introduction of this video, that people out here really trying. So if somebody is not able to pay their rent, does not mean they are not adults enough. Just means that they don't have the cash. They may be broke. Like we said, people are really trying out here, and the only thing we can do is be kind to one another. So that is when it comes to footing the bills. Another thing is that you find in this phase, you're undergoing a lot of transition. This is the phase where you're really doing a lot of growing up. So there's so much change occurring, you know, how you live, and this is where you even start finding battles of unfulfilled dreams. Because when you are growing up, there's a way you had envisioned life to be, and then now they have not turned out as you expected. So you have to make it work by all means. By all means, you have to try. And even the motivation videos don't help, because they're like, by this age you should have done this, you should have accomplished this, and then it's like you're chasing time. It's like you're chasing time. But then if you understand that everybody has their journey to pursue, everybody has their way to live, and everybody path is different. So once you understand that, it will even make you to be more kind to yourself. Because You may have said you want to be married by 26, and 26 is here, and you're not married. Will you just go and attach yourself to somebody and force them to marry you because you wanted to do this by a particular age? If you are footing your bills and you have tried and you can't seem to get something, will you not start mugging people across the street so that it's seen that as an adult you're doing whatever it takes to pay your bills? Exactly not. So this is a place where you're learning, you're unlearning the things you believed, the core of your system. Some of them you just have to leave it out. Some may have been ingrained during childhood, but then you find that this world, if you are closed-minded, there are things that zitakuwa tu za kupita tu, or there are things that you will not understand, or people may not live with you in that mindset, because maybe you growing up you were told you were the best in everything, and then maybe you come, you're handling a project with somebody, and then somebody tries to correct you and says, no, the way you're thinking, I would prefer if we did things this way. But because you believe you're the best, you cannot be told anything. So you have to open your mind to learn, to unlearn, and accept things as you go. Another thing is, you have so much going on. Every day is different, and it's like you just have constantly something to check off. It's like you have a to-do list, and then when you finish checking up the 5 things, and then you're like, fuchs, I've paid my rent, I have bought shopping, I have sent money home, and all that. But then again, there's always another list. There's just something else to be checked off. That's what adulting does to us. And you find that you have pressure. Pressure to keep up. Pressure because of your own goals. Sometimes people think pressure is a bad thing. Pressure is not a bad thing. Because pressure allows us to really push ourselves to our limits. That's what pressure does. It's only that when you hit a certain level of pressure, then you become still, you become stagnant. It's like even when you take a spring and you stretch it, it has its elastic limit. Past this, then I cannot function. Past this, I will become abnormal. Past this, then I cannot take it. So you have to contain. So this is a place where people have so much pressure, and if you're not keen, you'll find yourself just slipping into depression and out of it. This is where anxiety becomes the norm. This is where you have frequent panic attacks. And these are things that I've experienced myself. So it's not something that I'm talking about over research that I've done and all that. So this is what adulting does to us. And then there's loss. And I don't know if you've noticed, but as we are growing up, our parents are growing old. As we are growing up, our grandparents, people we lived with, they are also growing old. So no one is waiting for another person. Like, okay, so I've reached 40 years, wacha nisleki hapa kidogo, I wait for you so that you hit 40, we go together. No. And with old age comes sicknesses. With old age, people reach their what is it called? With the life expectancy, you find people start dying, and that's the sad realization that I've had to make. That this is a period where you're experiencing loss. So you may lose your parent, you may lose your grandparent, and no one prepared you for this phase. You know, when you were a child, you could hear of death, but you could not really know what it means. But when you become an adult, and then there are so many people dying around you. I don't know if you are an adult, if you feel me, if you've been in this situation before, but this is the period where you find you're experiencing loss. And I don't know, it's just, for me it's difficult, and I've not known how to go about this. But this is a stage where you start losing even people. And you know what the sad thing is? You do it alone. you do it alone. Like no one is gonna help you cope. You have just to do it alone. Sometimes you may share, but in most of the situations you find that you are alone. And there's that constant battle within yourself. And social media does not make it easy. Because when you look around, everybody seems to have made it. Everybody seems to have figured it out. But then you're there, it's like things are stagnant. I don't know if you can relate to all this, but that's what adulting does to us. But you know what the beautiful things is this is just a phase, and there's going to be a time we're going to be mature, and the foundation you're setting right now is going to keep you is what is going to determine how you will live your 50s, your 60s, and everything. And I know life just has its ups and downs, but strive as much as possible to lay a good foundation. So when it comes to your finances, if God has blessed you to have something, just take care of it. Don't just go splashing money. You may splash money, maybe if you're a person who just loves to live as the day goes by, but then is your future secured? And I know God is the one who has our future and He knows everything. But then what are you doing in regards to that? Because also God does not give things to people so that you just destroy them. It's not cool. So the foundation you're setting here, and even in your mind, the things you'll be living right now is a foundation that you're going to lay to help you in your future years. So the good thing is this is just a phase, and maturity stage will come, and then is when you start bearing fruits. Some mature faster than others take time, and it's all good. So long as you keep cultivating good deeds and habits and watering all spheres of your life, you will blossom. So keep at it. This is just a phase. You're going to get through it. Maturity is coming. And then when that time comes is when you'll start seeing fruit. So keep grinding, keep learning, keep being you and showing in your true best self. And I know at the end of it all, we'll have something to thank God for. So that is all. That's what I wanted to share about adulting. I hope you understand that it's a phase that's gonna pass, but then keep at it. It's uncomfortable, it's disruptive, but there's something beautiful that awaits us in our maturity stage. That's why you find people retire at an old age, but you can choose to retire now by the things you choose to enjoy life. But then at the moment again, you have to cultivate for your future. I hope this makes you feel better. No one has a manual for how to do it, but I hope you relate. Talk to me. Mention in the comment section. Let me know how you feel. Let me know how you feel about this whole adulting things. Just a vent. Yeah? Until next time, have a good time. This is Maisha Chapters.